Another epic chapter from Naruto. Is it just me, or is Naruto getting better and better every week? Well, that's just how I think it is. In this chapter, epic, basically, to describe it. The ending was insane, the beginning was insane, reading it was insane. Everything about this chapter was just insane. Anyways, guys, Coach Otaku Lair here with another Naruto Manga chapter review for the latest chapter of Naruto, chapter 671. Where do I begin with this chapter? I have no idea, because basically a lot more questions have been answered in this chapter, and a lot more questions have also been asked, and it's just crazy. Let's just get to it. Basically, first thing I want to discuss is really the ending, because the ending was just incredible. Like, just basically the last page for the ending. We all thought that there were only 8 gates for the chakra release, that Guy and Rock Lee, that special technique of theirs, how they're able to release gates to enable more chakra flow throughout their body to give them extra power in their taijutsu. And we all thought that there were 8 gates, and that 8th gate, the opening, was the evening elephant. Well, we were all wrong. Well, at least I'm pretty sure we were all wrong, because in the final page we have Madara, the Sage of 6 Paths Madara, versing Evening Elephant Guy, and it was an epic battle from the chapter that we read when they were fighting. But they're both, well, seeing as Madara is basically the reincarnation of the Sage of 6 Paths, for his bleeding, and like for Guy to actually get him to bleed, well, then Evening Elephant is extremely powerful. I mean, 8 gates to be able to be on par with Sage of 6 Paths Madara is just absolutely insane. And now that Guy's basically revealed a 9th gate, now I'm just like, what the actual fuck? Like, has everything we thought about Naruto just been a lie because there's 1 extra gate? So basically, they're both like panting, sweating blood, and it looks like they've been fighting for ages and they're both about to die, when Guy is just thinking to himself, am I going to have to release the Night Moth? I'm pretty sure that's what he called it. And yeah, the Night Moth, like, what is that? Is that going to give him wings or something now? Like, if the Evening Elephant gives him extraordinary power, does the Night Moth just enable him to fly? Like, what the hell? Like, because the 8th gate opens the chakra veins inside of the heart. I'm not sure about if there is a gate already that opens chakra veins from the brain, but maybe that's what the 9th gate is. It opens the chakra veins from the brain, and it allows every single chakra point to like flow everywhere simultaneously. Maybe, who knows? But I just can't wait for the next chapter. I mean, I just want to see what the Night Moth is. I just really wanted to talk about that part first, because that was just the most amazing part of the chapter. And then, if we go back towards the start of the chapter, now reviewing the start, if we go back to the start, basically we find out that Naruto, for some time now, has known that he was Ashura's reincarnation. And also for some time, well, he didn't know that he was Ashura's reincarnation, but he felt a presence inside of him that wasn't necessarily himself. And he also felt a similar presence inside Sasuke. So when Hagoromo asks Naruto, do you know who Indra's reincarnation was? Naruto, straight off the bat, he's like, yeah, is it Sasuke? And Hagoromo's like, yeah, you're correct. So, you know, just for Naruto to send something like that, well, just pretty cool, I guess. And these reincarnations and these transmigrant chakra passing on thingies that they talked about in the last chapter, I mean, that's just pretty crazy within itself. And then Hagoromo also goes on to explain why Madara was able to awaken the Rinnegan gun, even though, you know, most of the theories are because, like, it is mainly because he implanted the Senju cells mixed with the Uchiha cells awoke the Rinnegan. But it's more or less mainly because of Indra's well, Madara's chakra, which is the reincarnation of Indra. So Indra's chakra mixed with Ashura's chakra, and in turn, basically, he got closer to the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo's power, which allowed him to awaken the Rinnegan. So it's not necessarily because he mixed the cells, like cells of Hashirama with his own cells. It's mainly because he mixed the reincarnation of the chakra with his reincarnation of chakra. So Ashura's reincarnation of chakra mixed with Indra's reincarnation of chakra, you mix that together and you get closer to the Sage of Six Paths, and that's visible via the Rinnegan. So if Naruto was to or if Sasuke was to get some of Naruto's cells, or if Naruto was to get some of Sasuke's cells, then more than most likely one of them will awaken the Rinnegan. We also find out more a little bit about Hagoromo's mother Kaguya, how she had both the Byakugan and the Sharingan, and how the Sharingan was a very formidable and dark power, as Hagoromo stated, and she also wanted to use that power to control people, and that is why people started to fear her as the rabbit demon or the demoness, and how her way of life was basically control through fear. And Hagoromo didn't like that kind of way of life. He wanted, peace and prosperity and things like that. And basically goes on more to explain how Hagoromo thinks that he's being selfish because he wants to correct the natural order of things. He's saying that if the natural order of things is for the chakra tree to get back all of the chakra and put everyone inside an infinite Tsukiyomi, then that is basically what everyone deserves. But he is trying to correct that, and he's saying his ways are selfish. And Naruto is just like, thank you for never giving up on us. And it was a pretty wild chapter, very informative. The Night Moth, I just want to know what it is. I was like, if Guy turns into like a butterfly, that'll be pretty funny. But no, if Guy gets wings, that'll just be epic. Like, I'm not saying that, but if he gets like chakra wings, like how Choji ate that, how Choji has that power to like make himself huge and then get like chakra butterfly wings, that's pretty cool. But if like, Guy is able to get some wings of some sort, that'd be pretty cool. Because Night Moth, you'd assume some sort of flight capability or something like that. Night Elephant is power, Moth, flight, something like that. At least that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, apart from that, also we find out a little bit that even though Hagoromo was talking to Naruto the entire time, he's also talking to Sasuke the entire time, and he asks them both the question, how do you want things to end? And they give him the exact same answer, that they have friends and all they want to do is protect their friends. So for Sasuke to actually give that answer, it was like, what the fuck, Sasuke? Is he like, you gone good now? What's happening? Because you were bad, just before. I can still remember when you were bad, you killed people and things like that. But so you're good 100% now? You don't want to kill anybody, or what the hell's going on? So he gives the answer that Sasuke wants to protect his friends, and Naruto still has the firm belief that him and Sasuke are basically brothers, like extreme, really, really good friends. So then after Hagoromo is pleased with that answer, he throws his staff. It's basically both halves of the staff that Obito and Madara have now. So Madara has the staff with the circular end, and Obito had the half with the half moon. And Hagoromo's staff is those two halves combined, and so he gives that staff to Sasuke and Naruto, and I'm pretty sure they're going to halve that staff as well, so they'll both have each half of the staff. So one will have like the good half and one will have the bad half, or something like that, maybe, like because he does explain that Naruto and Sasuke are like yin and yang, so one is obviously good and one is obviously bad. But yeah, so he gives them the staff, and he's obviously pleased with, well, he thinks that they'll be able to change the shinobi world. He thinks that they will be the child of prophecy, the ones to actually bring peace and prosperity to the whole of the shinobi world. We also find out that when Obito attacked Madara, he was able to take off bits and pieces of chakra from the Jubis from 1 to 9. So Jubis from 1 to 9 were actually communicating with Naruto, whilst Naruto was communicating with Hagoromo, and then all the Jubis together, they said, now it's time for the child of prophecy to basically ascend, or basically to do what he is prophesied to do. And overall, just an incredible chapter. I think I read this chapter about like 3 or 4 times before I went ahead and did the review. And it's just insane. I mean, this chapter out of 10, like probably an 8, 9, probably one of the greatest, most informative, like dramatic chapters in my point of view that we've had in a while, including from last week's chapter, which was really great. But yeah, that's basically my review for this chapter. Leave any thoughts, theories, comments, discussions that you have in the comment section below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.